Hello and welcome to Rainbow Stars channel, and today I'm just going to give a quick update on the hell that I'm having to go through and with my insurance company and the new pregnancy wall. As you can see, that's baby, and baby is 8 weeks in this picture. It's the only one I got so far because I can't see no BGYN yet, and I'll explain why. So not just that, but we're also going to be looking at my horrible, nasty feet so that I can show you the updated photo of what would, of what'll happen whenever I get my feet done, because it is necessary for my health as I am pregnant. So this is a mess. It is. But I recently just moved it. Well, recently got my crap together enough to start trying to get my room together. I got at least 2 bookshelves in here now. I'm making very slow progress. You gotta remember, guys, I was undoing over 100 boxes in a house that was already full to the brim with other people's stuff, because this used to be my grandmother's place, and then my uncle had this place. So my uncle died of cancer, and my mom inherited the place, so we moved, right? So here's where the insurance hiccup comes in. So I was thinking I was just going to lose this insurance anyway because I haven't been pregnant in a long time, and it is revoked after a certain amount of time. I'll just keep moving the camera so you guys have something interesting going on here, because I'm not showing my face yet. I will later, but I'm a mess, so I'll just keep doing this. Why not? Is this entertaining? Look out. No, that's silly. Anyway, so let me just get something for you guys to look at, I guess, while we talk. So it has been quite the issue, and it's just, yeah, I can't talk and stand at the same time. Let's see, something you guys can stare at so that it's not terribly boring. How about a unicorn? You guys like unicorns? I like unicorns. Let's talk about it. Let's not. Anyway, so there. Entertaining content. Anyway, so let's continue. So as it stands, whenever we moved, the hiccup with the insurance was, well, I thought I was going to lose it anyway, like I said. And then I did have a lover at the time, whenever I did move. My lover has come down for a few visits, and we did use protection, and our form of contraceptive failed. So, did not work. We've been here before. This happened before with my son. So it's happened again. So I'm the most fertile human on the planet. And it even has glitters on it. Oh, shiny, shimmery, splendid. Anyway, that's my ADHD kicking up. So obviously, I was not expecting for another child, so I just kind of was like, who needs insurance? It'll go away momentarily, and then I'll just have to live with my pain because of my Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. So I was just prepared for it, and then come Mother's Day, or like a day after Mother's Day, I took a pregnancy test. Turned out, yes, I am pregnant. So then insurance became a real problem, because I still had it established, but it was going to be discontinued within a few weeks. Luckily, I did stop them from discontinuing me and keeping me on. The problem with this is now I'm out of network because of the move. We moved from Fort Worth to Waco. So I am out of network, which means nobody takes my insurance down here. And yet, in order to change it, now here's another hiccup here. This is important. Pay attention. So, I still can't believe that I just pulled down a unicorn and be like, oh, look, this is entertaining content. No, it's not really, but okay. But yeah, so, Anyway, where was I? Oh, yeah. Okay. So, yeah. So, out of network. And the hiccup as well was after I moved, I tried to update my location so that I could change my insurance to be in network, right? So I called these people and they only updated my mailing address, not my physical address. And each change, by the way, takes about 30 days to take effect across the board for everybody. It takes 30 days for the first initial change, and then it takes another 30 days for it to appear in the insurance's computers, if that makes sense. So you're waiting like 60 days for the change to go through. And let me tell you, I called them back because it had been over 30 days, and they're like, oh, we still haven't changed it. Let me do that now. Why couldn't you do that then? What else were you doing that was so important that you couldn't get me care? Anyway, it was really frustrating. So during this time, I already had the shingles virus, which came about a little bit after I found out that I was pregnant. And that was diagnosed in a hospital. They're like, yep, this is shingles. Here's an antiviral, which I did not take because the virus wasn't hurting the baby. It just hurt me. And the antiviral could have, because I'm in the first trimester, affected the baby. There wasn't enough testing for me to feel comfortable taking it, so I did not. That was my choice to make, so I did. So then later, as one would have it, they, after that whole situation happened, well, luck didn't have anything to do with this. This was horrible. So then I started cramping, and I had bleeding. So that's not really a good sign, right? So, I go back to the hospital. I'm like, what's going on with me? I'm cramping, I'm bleeding, what's happening? Well, we see discharge. Yes, what's causing it? We don't know. After testing, they still don't know. And whenever I'm too active, it starts up again, the cramping and the bleeding. It is the weirdest thing. And I'm not miscarrying because baby is still healthy. Every time I go to the hospital to get rechecked because of the bleeding is concerning to me. With the amount as well. But luckily, baby's still there. So, and the baby's still alive and healthy. So that's definitely something strange. That's why I need an OBGYN. So, in a panic, because nobody knows what's wrong with me, I contacted the insurance company again, which this is like about the 100th time, by the way, because people don't want to work with you. Unless you harass these people, nothing will change. So, harass them, I sure as hell did. And so we did that. So I harassed the hell out of them, and they finally said, look, we can get you care out of network until the change can go through when you swap the insurance to be a network. Well, I wish you would have told me that 100 times ago. I even told her, I said, how long am I supposed to wait until I miscarry this baby? I had to be very authoritative with this because this has been going on way too long. And it's just getting insane at this moment. So then the race was on when they said, oh, we can help you out of network, but you have to find a doctor willing to see you out of network. Oh, joy. So I contacted every OBGYN in Waco. And literally only one individual, a man, mind you, which I'm not picky, but interesting that all the females turned me down and only a man would step in and go, you know what, I can help you out of network. I don't care. And then he goes, oh, but you need a referral. A referral. Really? For my PCP. My PCP lives in Fort Worth. 2 hours away, or with traffic anyway, it's 2 hours away. Without traffic, it's about 1 hour and 30 minutes. But either way, it's quite the distance to travel for a PCP appointment just to get a referral. to go see an OBGYN, and that's why it makes no sense to me why I should need a referral to see an OBGYN anyway, because I know I'm pregnant, took a test. It's positive, can't get any more prego-mago than I already am, so why is it that I have to travel hundreds, over, like, at least 100 miles, all right? Why do I have to travel that distance for just a referral? They can't treat me, they can't treat my pain right now. They can't treat my arm because of the baby. They can't do anything for me to make me comfortable. The trip is just for a piece of paper sent to an OBGYN so that they can see me. Really? What a trip. So I decided if I'm going to be taking this trip anyway, might as well get something out of it. Yeah? So I decided that during this trip, because my feet are horrible, I need my feet did. So I'm going to go ahead and get my feet done. And I'll show you why I need that done. Check it out. Look how horrible this callus is and how deep that crevice goes. Now, luckily, I can't feel this. I cannot feel anything about this. So I can't feel it. That is so lucky. Because if I could feel it, I'm pretty sure it would be painful. Because anybody with feet like this, they'd go, oh my God, that looks painful. Look at that. Oh, it's so deep. It is so thick and disgusting. This is my callus that I battle all the time. I take it off and scrub and scrub and scrub and use products. And obviously, it does absolutely nothing to help me. So it's pretty janky. This one's not as bad, but you can definitely tell how, okay, well, maybe it is just as bad, but because you see how it's deep here. Now this is a source for possible infection. So obviously something that needs treatment. I do just take a grinder to it or scrub it half to hell. It used to go all the way up here, by the way. With treatment, it's sticking down here now. So, so you can tell I've been trying to take care of this. But it's just insane. So this one's the worst. And this one always gets the worst. This one can get about 3 inches worth of skin. And like all of these are really deep. So, and they're separated and it's just gross. So I need my feet done. So after I get my feet done, I'll show you what the improvement is. And why do I care about showing you my feet? Well, I don't know if this is part of my genetic condition or not, that my skin just dies, or if it's because of lack of blood flow, or what the problem is, but I've used every product known to mankind, and the only thing that seems to do it is just physically doing basic surgery on my feet with grinders and salt and just anything that'll scrape the skin off, basically. Moisturizers and everything else don't take effect. It don't do nothing, because this is all dead skin. The skin is dead. So it's ridiculous. But yeah, so I'll show you the results after the fact. Now, why haven't I ground them down recently? Well, because I'm very pregnant and very tired. I've been so lethargic. I think I'm anemic, because I do get very lethargic and tired, and just I haven't been able to wake up properly for a few days. I haven't been able to eat good enough in this pregnancy. I have a food aversion. I don't want to eat. I'm just very sicky. So, like, I don't want to consume food. But I'm trying. I used to weigh 325. I now weigh 318. So I'm losing weight pretty fast. And that's kind of concerning to me. My goal is to maintain my weight. I'm not trying to lose, obviously, because by losing weight in the first trimester, the baby's growth and development could get slowed down because it's not getting enough nutrients, if that makes sense. So I just have to continue to try to eat very nutritious foods and keep up the meats so that, and also fatty foods. Nothing to make me gain, obviously. I'm just trying to hold the weight steady. Or if I'm gonna lose because I'm so sick, well, at least I can slow down that progress. So, yep, that'll be the pregnancy wall over there. With my Light of My Life poster that my sister got me. It's a painting. It's really pretty. But yeah, so I'm just gonna take it step by step and figure out how I'm gonna get this space tidied up. If you think this is bad, my son wrecks that living room, and I do my best to pick up every day. I'm not gonna lie, but like, my back is killing me, and I've been so sick and so tired. I'm just like, man, taking care of him is easy enough. Feed him, love him, play with him, have him in here with me. We can watch movies. If I pass out, well, Mamaw takes over. So if I'm like really sick and lethargic, obviously my mom steps in and helps out. So, but no, it's been kind of a difficult time because of the pregnancy, but Aelyon's doing great. His words are coming along fantastically. He was behind for a little while, but I think he's finally catching up. And it's really hard. He gets so frustrated so easily. He is such a smart boy, and I think that he gets so frustrated because he wants to communicate well, and he struggles with his words. So because he struggles with his words, he breaks down and has fits and throws things and gets very violent and angry. But you can't blame the kid. But he's really coming along. He can say fire, dragon, mama. He has a huge list of words now. It's like over 100, which is great. So eventually he'll start making full-on sentences. Which he already does. He makes mini sentences, like small sentences, but I can't wait for the big ones coming. Like he already says, "Mama, I love you," but like, I'm talking about the long sentences, like me, just chatting away with you guys. I can't wait until he can string words together so well he can articulate all of his feelings. But in the meantime, I'm just teaching him decompression techniques and trying to teach him what to do with his anger so that he doesn't throw things at people or resort to hitting me when I stop him from doing something that he ought not be doing. So we're just working on that, just self-improvement. I even told him that, look, everybody gets upset. It's okay. But do your best to not throw things or hit me. But that's after a timeout, obviously. He has to have a timeout, especially if he hits people. That's just not okay. But anyway, yeah, so taking care of him has been easy enough. It's just the picking up after the day of play is the hard part. My cousin Ethan's been helping clean up the living room because I've been so tired. And just having this complication as well that if I'm up on my feet too long, I start to bleed and cramp. Well, that's not normal during pregnancy. I don't care who you are. If you're doing that, you might want to lay down for a bit. So I have to. Like, sometimes because of that problem and the bleeding gets so intense, I lay down for 3 days to make it stop. And then back up I go. And then it starts again. Anyway. But yeah, so it's just been a challenge. But yeah, I'm going to go for tomorrow. Today is the appointment with the PCP, and then I'll get the referral, and then I'll come back and get the ball rolling on an OBGYN, because the faster I can get my health in order, maybe with some iron pills, to help with my blood volume and all that, maybe something for the nausea to treat that would be good, but I don't know about that. I really don't like taking pills if I don't have to. Iron is one thing, but if I had to take like, like an aid for, nausea, I'd be very suspicious. But I'm just suspicious about everything. I'm overprotective, so that's just me. But yeah, I'm gonna get my feet done and get myself a little healthier, and then go to an OBGYN. And then the real fun trick is going to be finding a pediatrician, which I've been working on since I moved here, which it's been 5 months. Can you believe that? 5 months. And he's I have no good words to say to these people. I'm just so mad. Like, I've had to just take him to, like, whenever he got sick the last time, I just had to take him in to a kid care clinic. Like one of those walk-in kid care clinic things instead of a pediatrician, because these douchebags want to mess with our health and not get me in network or get me with a person who'll work with me out of network. I mean, I've had to do all the legwork myself, and I have yet to find a pediatrician, and it's been a long time. So I feel like kind of like a failure of a parent because of that, but at the same time, he's not sick, he's healthy, he's robust, so he's not underweight. He might be a smidge overweight, but that just comes from lack of activity because mom's sick. But I do send him outside with Grandpa to go run in the field and play with bubbles and go swim and stuff. So it's not like he's always indoors, but certainly could use some more activity, jumping, dancing and stuff. Well, I mean, he dances inside. He's always moving. But at the same time, I think that if I got him in more like, I want to get him into swimming soon. So that'll be fun. Him going to learn with Grandpa how to swim. Anyway, but yeah, I've got plans to help with that. He mostly eats fruit, so I don't see how he could be overweight with him eating hardly anything but fruit. But I mean, like, he only gets maybe a cup, maybe 2 cups a day, but I don't even think it's 2 cups. I think it's just 1 cup a day of fruit is what I've been doing, because that's a serving. Anyway, yes, it's 1 cup. Yeah, it's 1 cup because I measure it. But yeah, it's 1 cup of food, fruit a day, and then maybe a sandwich, and then yogurt or whatever else kind of snack he likes. But like, he won't eat vegetables. Maybe that's why he's a little bit rotund. Well, but he's always been a little chunky, so I don't know. Everybody's telling me I'm worrying too much about that, and that I shouldn't be worried about that, that it's fine, that he'll be fine, that he's just growing, and he's hungry all the time. So, I don't know. But, yeah, I just don't want to starve the kid, obviously, but he's real good about, like, if he's not hungry, he's not going to touch it. So, I don't really have to worry about that. Like, I let him eat until he's not hungry anymore, and then he's fine and happy. And I don't feed him that much either. I feed him nothing but serving sizes of just about anything. Like, anything I make him, I make sure it's the serving size appropriate, and then he gets his 1,000 calories a day like he's supposed to, because he's growing. He needs it. But nah, it's just maybe I am worried too much. My anxiety's been horrible since I got pregnant. I'm worried about everything. Every little detail, every little thing. I'm just so worried about everything, and it's so difficult with my hormones going absolutely bonkers. But yeah, just wish me luck. Finding a pediatrician and all that. I'm still working with these people. Probably going to take a little bit longer, but my goal for him is to get him back into speech therapy. Although we do speech therapy at home, I feel extra speech therapy would be beneficial to him. Especially since they told me that he might have autistic tendencies whenever he was younger. It's definitely something to watch out for and monitor as he grows. And he has been somewhat delayed, but only verbally delayed. Everything else is great. So he actually stares at you, or, he looks at you, makes eye contact when he's talking to you. So that he's capable of making eye contact, but he just gets very uncomfortable if I put him in timeout. He doesn't want to look at me after that. So there are certain situations in which I'll address him and he won't look at me, or he'll ignore me, or he just won't make eye contact unless he's talking directly to me. I don't know if that's an autistic thing or what, but definitely was something I noted, especially with his frequent frustration. Any kind of direction I give, he gets really frustrated by it. He doesn't want to comply with gentle direction. He likes mostly games, anything that he can get engaged in with song, dance. Mostly he likes his little cartoons in the mornings. That's his favorite thing. It's really helping him learn a lot, so I don't mind it. We'll just sit there and watch that together a little bit, and then we'll have constructive play uh, further in the day, like in mid-afternoon whenever we're playing pretend or playing with the cars or laying in my room, depending on if I'm putting my feet up or not, and just hanging out reading books. So we do a whole ton of like groundwork with learning and stuff. Lately, whenever I read him a book, I leave a few words off in the sentence, and he will complete the sentence. It's so cool, and he's really good about he gets really obsessive. Whenever he watches a certain show, he'll want to watch it until he memorized it, and then he'll move on. He's very particular. So I don't know. Could there be something there? Maybe. But we're not going to test him until he's much older so that the test is accurate. Because I don't want him getting labeled with something that might not be the case. Some kids will show autistic tendencies but have ADHD or some other kind of issue. Doesn't necessarily mean that they are autistic, but it does mean you got to watch out for it. So, yeah. So that's that. That's a little update on Aelyon. He's doing fantastic. He's happy-go-lucky. He's very adventurous. And I love taking him out to the store. That's one of our favorite things. Is whenever I take him out. He's been into restaurants too, and he does such a good job. He's such a good boy. He gets a little restless and wants to run circles around a table every now and again. But, he does really well for a 2.5-year-old. I couldn't ask for anything better. We have been working on potty training, but my arm would not keep up with the method I was using, so I've had to revise my method thinking, and we're going to be working more so on potty training probably whenever he turns 3, because right now I don't think he's necessarily ready, because we still have accidents in the pants, like at nighttime, and he can't hold his bladder. Like he has very little bladder control, so we're going to give him a little more time for those muscles to develop so that at 3 it'll be easier for him to learn. Plus with the language coming along like it is, that should be the main focus, is language, getting him talking properly. But what's really interesting, even though he struggles with pronunciation of words, he knows what you're talking about. And he knows his ABCs. Like I wrote down the letter and I said, "What's this letter?" And he went and he said, "A, B," right? We went through the ABCs, writing them down. And so he can identify that, and he can count backwards from 10. And he can count forwards to 10. So he's memorized the numbers themselves, what they look like. So, I mean, it's not that he's not bright or anything, or that he doesn't understand the concept. He does, and that's why he gets so frustrated, I believe, because he has trouble pronunciating and, speaking clearly. I think that he thinks so fast, and then whenever he tries to communicate, it just comes out in a ramble and doesn't register because he talks so softly. So maybe we're just having communication skill issues where that's concerned. He has trouble with facial expressions. So I have noted that, and we've been working on facial expressions, happy, sad, trying to get him to understand what the emotions he might be feeling are, frustration, stuff like that, and just going over manners and other things. So I have a whole curriculum for this kid. But yeah, so I have a plan, and we're going to execute that and due diligence. With this new baby, will it be difficult? In the beginning, heck yeah. Like, I can't even imagine. This is going to be an absolute nightmare when you think about it, because you're going to have baby next to you screaming its head off, wanting food, so you're going to feed it throughout the night every 2 to 3 hours like you're supposed to. And then you need to get up with the other baby at 9 o'clock. Oof, it's going to be hard. but worth it. So looking forward to the turbulence that will be that. But us assuming everything goes well, which already it's been a little rocky, but we'll just have to work with it a little at a time. And I got to get this room in order because this is where the bassinet's going. This all has to be clean. Ugh, Lord, help me. I have been struggling so hard with this whole house that I neglected my room, trying to get my house ship shape. Oh, and my cousin moved in his little girl, so there's an update on that. Yeah. Yep. So he moved in his kid due to a lot of issues that I'm not going to get into because it's a whole legal matter between him and Biomom, and CPS is also involved. That's all that I'm going to divulge. Everything else, it's none of anybody's business. But because of that, I had to scrimp and scrape and do the porch and get that cleaned off so that the little girl would have a place to sleep. So I am just miserable with how much work I still have yet to do. This was not planned, so obviously there were unforeseen things that are getting in the way of my care, my son's care. I have advice for people. If you're planning on moving and you're on Medicaid, do yourself a big favor and before the move, 30 days before the move, get the change of address in motion and make sure it's not mailing address but physical address that they are changing. Make sure to clarify that so that you don't have the trouble that I have right now. The last thing you want is to be out of network in a new location and have this kind of problem arise out of the blue. And even if you think you're just going to lose your insurance anyway, even though you're not pregnant, it's probably a good idea to change things so that if you end up pregnant like me, you don't end up in my situation. Because my situation is absolute bonkers. But yeah. So, yep. Aelyon gets to look forward to swim lessons in the future. And Mom gets to look forward to juggling 2 children. It'll be great. But yeah, so this is actually an incense holder, if anyone was curious on what this is. It's an incense holder, and I love unicorns, so there. Yeah. Majestic. Anyway. So that's that. That's all I have to say. That's the update from everything from my son to my baby to the future to my room to how chaotic everything is. But I'm getting there. It'll just take some time. Okay. Well. Remember when you view peace, love, unity, and respect. And please drop me a comment, like something encouraging, because I feel like I'm just full of emotions and I feel every little bit of everything. So anything encouraging, like you can do it, would be great. All right. So see you on the flip side. Bye.